So in this chapter we will be going to talk about the structure of atoms. Okay, so first of all, what we will be talking about is that, so as we discussed in our third chapter, that atom is the smallest particles of an element. Okay, so it was stated by Dalton that he states that atom is indivisible. Indivisible means that atom is indivisible. Atom is indivisible means it is the last stage and it can't be divided. So, and another thing that states that it has a, why it is not divided? Because it doesn't have any charge particles. Atom doesn't have charged particles. Mean to say that it acts as a static electricity. Static electricity means no internal charge particles like positive charge particles, negative charge particles, or cation or anion is there. But further studies reveals that at around 1900, many scientists, as for example, we have a name that Thomson, J. Thomson, he proved, or he states that atom has a charge particles. That means it can be positive or negative charged, or you can say charge. Okay, so, and he also states that it can be divided. Not states, we can say that after further experiments or after further research, a scientist in the 19th century, what they said that it can further be divided. That means we can say that atom has again subparticles. Atom has subparticles. So we can't say directly that the subparticles are atoms has particles, and we can say that as we are familiar with a few words like electron, proton and neutron, but while studying we can't say that the subparticles are electron, proton and neutron. It's not that. The thing is that slowly it was discovered, okay, by experimenting or by other process. It was said that we have at last electron, proton and neutron. Electron being a positive charge, electron negative charge, proton positive charge, and neutrons which has no charge. Okay, so we have, so let's talk first of all about those subparticles. So the first one is, we can say, electron. Second one, we have proton, and the third one we have neutrons. Okay, and electrons are negative charge particles, protons are positive charge particles, whereas neutrons, they are neutral. That means they don't have no charge. They don't have any charge. Okay, so further we will discuss about structure of atom as states. That as states means who states? First of all, the Dalton. He states that, okay, he states that you don't have any further division. But Thomson model, that means first of all we will talk about Thomson model of atomic structure or atom. Okay, so what does he states? Okay, so he states that there is a charged particles, but the charged particle is only electron. That means he only proved or postulates that there is only a electron which is surrounded in a positive charge. As for example, this is a object or a things, okay, and it is positive charged, positive charged. Okay, so Thomson, what he did, he only assumed or postulates that electron, there is only electron which is at the coverings of these positive charged particles. This is electron. Okay, so he told that it's like a Christmas pudding. Pudding means what you can say, cake. Okay, if you see a cake, okay, what you will see? The mass or the what you can say, the amount. Okay, so that is a charge particles, positive charge particles, and the creams and what you can say, the that kaju, kismis, or whatever cashew or kismis, whatever that is put at the outer level is a electron. Okay, or we can take an example of a watermelon also. Watermelon. Have you seen a watermelon? It is thalasstrike structure, almost red in color, okay, and mostly found during the summers. So watermelon has a reddish fleshy particles, okay, that we eat, and in between that, what you see? We see a seeds. So it was just assume that it is like a watermelon, and Thomson states that only electron are at the outer part of the charged particles, and electron is negative charged particles, so they are surrounded, they are the surrounding of the positive charged particles. Okay, so the atom consists of positive charged sphere and an electron are embedded in it. That means an atom consists of positively charged particles and electrons are embedded in it, means they are in it. First proposed. Second, the negative and positive charge are equal in magnitude. Equal in magnitude means they are equal in number. Okay, so the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. Equal in magnitude means if the positive charge is 8, so electron is also 8. That means the charge is negative. That means 0. It is neutral. So that was his what he proposed, what Thomson proposed. So although the model explained that atoms are electrically neutral, the result experiment carried out by other scientists could not be explained by the model as was shown. It was not proved, or it was not, this model was not satisfied, okay, by other what you can say, the other scientist. So Rutherford, he was another scientist, okay, he also have another model. So let's not delete this, okay. Okay, first of all let me see who is there. Okay, so second model was of Rutherford. Okay, so what he suggested or what he proposed, we will see here. Watermelon is finished, this also is okay, so this can be kept, okay. So we can say this is positive charge, positive atom, charged atom. So second is Rutherford. Number 2. For model of atom. Model of atom. So Rutherford, what he do or what he proposed, that designed an experiment, and he experiment that fast moving alpha particles were made to follow a thin gold foil. That means suppose let's see that this is an alpha particles. Okay, sorry, this is a gold foil. What is this? Gold foil, a thin gold foil. Okay, and what he did, he okay, sorry. So what he did, the alpha charge particles, that means the positive charge particles, were what you can say, what that word means, the alpha charge particles was led to fall on the gold foil. Okay, that means penetrating the gold foils. So what he observed is that most of the fast alpha particles, they penetrated the gold particles easily. Number 1. Okay, number 1, most of alpha particles penetrated. Okay, and few were reflected back. As for example, let's see this. Okay, these alpha particles, after here it was reflected back. It was reflected back. So few was reflected. Means what was reflected? The alpha particles was reflected after it was attracted by the gold foil. Okay, and a very less amount was diffracted. Diffracted means it moved to a slightly, not straight, it was deflected. Okay, so third one, the alpha particles was deflected. So he got 3 points there. In some cases, the alpha particles were penetrated, that means penetrated through the gold foils. In some cases, they were deflected, that means they moved at certain another distance, and in some they refracted, that means they bounce back. Okay, so here we have, not we have, Rutherford, what he suggested, what he concluded, that most of the sphere inside the atom is empty. Why it is empty? Atom is empty. How we can conclude that the atom is empty? The space inside the atom is empty? Space inside atom is empty. How we can conclude? He can conclude because most of the alpha particles, they move directly. Okay, they penetrated the gold foil, and gold foil act as a, what you can say, atom. Okay, it act as an atom. Second, very few particles were deflected from their path, indicating that the positive charge of atom occupies very little space. Okay, that means the positive charge of the atom occupies very little space, deflected. little space. That's why it is said that most particles deflected. Then third, what he concluded was the very small fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree, okay, indicating that all the positive charge and mass of the gold atoms were concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. Deflected means they were concentrated. That means if there is a space, okay, suppose say this is a space. First of all, if it's penetrate, don't we are not going to mention this, okay. So alpha particles is here, and this number one point that it deflected. Then it is concentrated, okay. Concentrated means you can say like this, okay. So instead of going here, it deflects. From here, what happened? It deflects, okay. Second one, and few way more concentrated, so it reflected back, okay. The particles, the alpha particles reflected back. So this was the three conclusion that was made by Rutherford, okay. So on the basis of experiment, Rutherford put forward the nuclear model of an atom. So he told, or he postulates that there is a positive charge center in atom called the nucleus. Nearly all the mass of an atom reside in nucleus. So there is a centrally charged particle called nucleus. Number one, the electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular path. Second assumption is that the electron revolves around the particles. As for example, as in case of Thomson model, okay, the electrons are only present, but whereas Rutherford explained that if this is an atom, okay, and electron revolves around the atom, as we can say that the other planets are revolving around the sun. Same process we can, or same experiment we can think of it, okay. Then we have drawbacks of Rutherford model. So what are the drawbacks? The revolution of the electron in a circular orbit is not expected to be stable. That means it was not stable. Number one, it was what we can say, it was very active or it was more reactive, okay. It was not stagnant or stable. Any particles in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration. That means if it is in circular position, it goes into acceleration. Acceleration means movement, okay, or force of attraction you can say. Then another was charged particles would radiate energy, okay. So this was all about drawbacks of Rutherford model of atom. Now let's move towards another model, which is Bohr's model. Third model is Bohr's atomic model. Okay, so third one is Bohr's model of atom or atomic model. Model of atom. So in order to overcome the objection, okay, objection raised after Rutherford, as there was various drawbacks or limitations, okay. So Niels Bohr put forward a following postulates about the model of an atom. Number one, only certain spatial orbits known as discrete orbits of electrons are allowed inside the atom. Okay, that means only certain spatial orbits are allowed inside the atom. Suppose this is an atom, okay, only certain atoms are allowed inside the electrons, okay. While revolving in discrete orbits the electron do not radiate energy. That means the electrons which are on revolution, they don't radiate energy. Second one. So the orbits or shells are called energy levels. So a few energy levels in an atom. So what he does, he put a circular thing. Suppose this is a nucleus, okay. This is nucleus. So 2, 3, K, L, M, N. So what he does that after the limitation or after the drawbacks of the Rutherford, Niels Bohr, what he does, he constructed or he assumed that there is a nucleus, and at around nucleus electrons revolve, okay, and that is called shell. These are called shells, okay, or shell you can say, okay. So right from inside, this is termed as K shell, L shell, M shell, M shell and N shell, and so on. If we have to make one more cell according to the atomic number, okay, so we can make one more cell. So this is N cell. So basically K, L, M and N cell are there, okay. L, M, N cell, and they have certain electrons around it. It's not that in these cells only 2 electron or 4 electron. So certain formulas has been done that you can say here n equals to 1, n equals to 2, n equals to 3, n equals to 4. And if sorry 1, 2, 3, 4. So if K, L, M and O, if there is O cell also, then what will happen? N equals to 5 and so on. Okay, so this was all about 3 models of atomic models, or we can say structure of an atom. Okay, done by first of all Daltons, then we can say Thomson, then Rutherford, at last Bohr. Now we will talk about neutrons. What do you mean by neutrons? So neutrons, this was discovered by Chadwick, okay, and as we know that electron is negative charge, protons positive charge, and neutrons no charge. That means they don't have any charge particles, neither anion, neither cation, means no positive charge ion and no negative charged ions, okay. So neutrons are present in the nucleus of all atoms. So it is present in the nucleus. So if this is nucleus, and as I drew it, okay, so it is present in neutrons is present at the center of the atom, okay. Except hydrogen, in general a neutron is represented as N, and that N, what we represent in our previous discussion, it is represented by N, okay. So number of neutrons. So the mass of an atom is therefore given by sum of the mass of the protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. So nucleus has protons and that means positive charged protons and neutrons, and surrounding it is negatively charged particles which we called electrons. Okay, and these electrons, protons and neutrons, we can it can differ. Okay, means number of electrons can be differ from one element to another, like in hydrogen we have different number of electrons or different number of protons, whereas in oxygen we have different numbers of electrons and different number of protons. Okay,